Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah, and you are on my YouTube channel today. And I'm going to be talking to you about something that I never dreamt that I would be. Basically, how depression led me to nearly commit a felony while seeking justice. Please always remember that the criminal has all the rights and that you must contact an attorney so that you can ask questions. And remember, each state is different. Now, the reality is that when the system fails us, and it does all the time, especially after losing a loved one to a drunk driver, there's a lot of questions that need to be asked, a lot of things you need to remember. But it's hard to remember when you're alone, you're suffering from trauma, shock, heartbreak, depression. And that is when you can get yourself into trouble. When I lost my son Kenley to a drunk driver, I was utterly devastated. The trauma shock were overwhelming, and I was left grappling with depression. The trauma and shock I had each day. There's nothing that can prepare you for the pain of losing a child, especially in such senseless and preventable way. But what I wasn't prepared for was a treatment that I received from the legal system, the very system that was supposed to bring justice for my son, or at least that was what I was told. But it's a fight. I was assigned a district attorney who, put it simply, didn't seem to care about victims' rights. From the start, he was dismissive. He refused to send me emails, which left me feeling disconnected and out of the loop. Instead, he would call me, ramble on, and never say anything of substance. And when he did say something, it was also misleading or unclear. He did not want me to be or to show up, which is my right, at any of the hearings. Why? Let's face it, folks. Nobody there to support the victim. Things can go a lot quicker, and I have explained that in other videos. Now, like I said, when he did say something, it was often misleading or unclear. Now, of course, he would remember those calls differently than I did. Honestly speaking, whenever I was teaching, I would make sure that the students understood what I said. And in this case, this is before computers. I'd have them sign a document that I issued to them so that they would understand exactly what I was saying. Because guess what? I wanted them to know. But if someone does not want you to know this, they will do everything not to put it in writing. Now, what I did, I shouldn't have done, okay? This could have led me into a felony. I decided to record the calls. Not because I wanted to catch him lying, but because I wanted to make sure I understood what he was saying. After all, with the trauma and emotions I was going through, clarity was essential. It's been 6 years and I still screw up. I still insist on something in writing. And I didn't want any confusion later. especially since he had a selective memory. Now, a lot of people have a selective memory. That's why you do need to have some way of it written down if it's important. And honestly, it was clear he didn't like me. At one point, he called me senile. That was the moment I realized that I was not just fighting for justice, but for my son. I was fighting against the system that wanted to silence me. But I refused to be silenced. However, before I continue, there's something vital I need to mention. In some states, like Nevada, recording a telephone call without permission can be a severe crime. In fact, it's a felony. So while it may feel like the only way to protect yourself and ensure clarity, you must ask for permission first. You could end up facing prison sentence longer than a man who killed your loved one, just recording a conversation that you only recorded because you could not understand or remember what someone was telling you. Like I said, the criminal has all the rights. Never forget that. It's shocking. I know. But this is a reality of our legal system we're dealing with. Always check your state's laws before making the decision to record a call, is my advice. In fact, contact your attorney on a regular basis to ask questions, because in every state, everything is different. And of course, I'm not an attorney, so do not listen to me or any other person other than to get some information, but call your attorney to clarify what we're saying with the rules that are in your state. Another vital advice. Well, I just said it. Always hire a civil attorney in the state where the crash occurred. This is important because the legal system varies from state to state, and having an attorney who understands the local laws is crucial. You need someone who will fight for your rights, Remember, the DA is hired by the state. The DA works for the state. The DA does not work for you, and they will tell you that. You need someone who will fight for your rights as a victim and help guide you through the complexities of the legal system. And it has to be somebody that is an attorney that handles this. You do not want to hire an attorney that this is not their specialty. Only specialty. You do not want to hire a vegetable soup attorney. You do not want to hire an ambulance chase attorney. You do not want to hire a relative that's an attorney. And there's many reasons why that is so. And I will talk to you about that in another video. So please ensure that you get the legal support you need. If you've never been through something similar, I want you to know you're not alone. This system is difficult, and sometimes the people meant to help us are the ones who make it harder. But it's important. You need someone who will fight for your rights as a victim and help guide you through the complexities of the legal system. Someone experienced, someone knowledgeable. Now, if you don't know where to start in finding a lawyer, there are several places you can get referrals. And most of the time, what you're looking for is a contingency lawyer. Now, contingency lawyer means that they will act on your behalf in collecting insurance money, in collecting if there's any civil suits, lawsuits, and you do not pay them anything unless they get you money. I found that one of the best ways to get an attorney is to go to a company like Legal Shield and ask them for referrals. They are very inexpensive, like I think mine's $29 a month, and I can turn over contracts to them to read. It is a legal firm. They are a legal firm. And they will read things over, and they will do certain minor things for you. But when it comes to something like this, they will refer you to an attorney in the state that it happened in, and somebody that is reputable. This is what's very important. You have to have an attorney in the state where the crash took place, a civil attorney. But if you're in another state and you're dealing, you may also have to have an attorney there for the rights in that state. And that one you may have to pay for. I know it's confusing. But it is important to stay strong, advocate for yourself, and keep pushing for justice that you deserve. I want to thank you for listening to my story. If you're struggling with a similar situation, you don't have to face it alone. You know, that's what they tell me to say. You don't have to face it alone. Well, in some respects you do. But if you get the right advice with an attorney in the state that you live in and asking he or she questions, like I said, Legal Shield's where I was asking my questions. I did not hire an attorney here. I went through Legal Shield. But they did refer me to an attorney in Texas, a civil attorney. Please understand that everybody has an opinion on what's happening with the legal system. Everybody thinks that they know what's going on and how to handle things. I'm here to tell you, it's different everywhere. And it's different with each case. And it is confusing. So this is why I say, get help. But don't believe everything I say. Don't believe everything anybody says. Take what we have, the information that we give you, or I give you, we give you, whomever, and research it. But better yet, go to an attorney. That way, you know that you're doing what's right and you're not going to get into trouble. Thank you for listening to my story. I really appreciate that you're here. I'm not an attorney. I am a victim, still suffering from depression and trauma. Yesterday I had a horrific day. I couldn't make sense. I couldn't add 2 and 2 and get 4. And as of January 25th, it'll be 6 years. And I want you to know this. I still haven't got the insurance money. Things take a long time. It's not like it is on TV. So please, take my advice. This time, hire yourself attorney or attorneys. Or at least join Legal Shield or a company like that. That's just the one that I have. Again, thank you.